As always, this episode of the Talking Walls podcast is brought to you by Green King Sport, where football is more than a game. We're now entering the business end of the Premier League season, and as always, you can catch every single televised Wolves game at the Green King Sport venues with over 900 across the UK. You do not need to miss a single minute of the action. Don't forget to download the Green King Sport app for exclusive competitions and discounts whenever there is a game on. So drop a text in your group chat, get your mates down to a Green King Sport venue, and enjoy all of the football before the end of the season.
Hello and welcome back to the Talking Wolf podcast. I am your host, Matt Cooper, a very nasally Matt Cooper, so I do apologise for that. Struggling with a bit of a cold. But I'm delighted to say we are joined with Dave as a party, but more importantly, we are joined with the newlywed Jord and Russell. Jord, let me see your hands. Oh,
Yeah, sure.
Newlywed. Where did you get married, Reykjavik? You're pasty as fuck.
No, I said to Dave before we joined, look, I've had a beard for 3 weeks and I shaved it yesterday. I've got to do the guy off 4 Lions. Look, you can tell I'm actually tanned.
4 bottles of bleach,
You got any blue? I am actually quite brown. Other than me beard. So yeah, no, it's good to be back. It was a great 3 weeks away. Good holiday before the wedding, and then good honeymoon, and then it feels weird to have been away for that long. I felt I was away for a very, very long time, but still been keeping track with the football, watching the games via the dodgy stick on the iPad, and listening to the podcast more importantly as well. So
exactly, mate. That's it. I was waiting for that. I was just waiting. Where did you get married? For those who don't know.
So I got married in Antigua, a resort called Blue Waters. So we had 7 days in an Airbnb in Jolly Harbour. Then we moved to Blue Waters, which is in Dickens About, which is the north of the island. And then my honeymoon was at the most southern part of the island, a place called Kiona. So it was really good. We had 20 people out there. So it was really nice to do that. Went to the island party, had a few nights out with the people that made it beforehand. And then as soon as the wedding was done, we just stuck to our own devices. It was really nice that people made the effort, but we've been entertaining for like 12 days and been around people. It was just like, we just want to just chill out now. And it was special. It was really, really good. So I'm we were saying we were glad to come back. In terms of looking forward to get back, see the dog and get back to reality. And then since we got back, it's been freezing cold, pissed it down. And like today, it's just like, why the fuck were we saying we want to come back to this? So we might end up going back out.
Who was on the honeymoon? Was it just you two?
Yeah, just us two on the honeymoon, mate. Yeah, we didn't pay for any swingers or anything like that.
No, I don't mean like that, but sometimes people like do it.
No.
I feel like you might be overcompensating there, like just in case. Like, I feel like you might have had swingers, but
no.
Alleviate any doubt.
What was quite funny, we had an Airbnb in just outside Jolly Harbour. I'm saying this like people who've been to Antigua know. In an area called Bolands, literally outside of it, and our road was just like a street of like seven like Airbnbs with pools and whatever. Then you go to the corner to the left, there was like restaurants, like a karaoke bar, Indian, Chinese, like just loads of stuff. And anyway, there's this like kids swing and slide, and behind it was just a black shed called the Boardroom. I was like, the Boardroom? What? Like, so anyway, because I kept seeing people go into it at night, we were like, I wonder what's going on in there.
Oh no!
No website. Went onto Instagram. It's just exactly what you think. Strip club, gentleman's club, behind a children's play centre, and it was like a shack. It was probably the shed was as big as. I'm trying to think how big.
How much was it to get in, Jord?
Don't know.
You don't know. Here we go.
I don't know. No, honestly. It's called the Boardroom Antigua. So if they want to sponsor us, we go for research purposes.
I'm just having a look Boardroom Antigua. Oh my god!
Why are we advertising this on the podcast? What's he on? What
You never
Instagram?
know.
The boardroom Antigua at the boardroom Antigua. If anyone's listening, and
Oh no, please don't check.
it's
Yeah. There's a lot going on.
yeah, it looks quite fruity to be fair, mate. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. So that was
It doesn't-
literally, I couldn't believe it. Like literally behind a child swing
Oh my word.
and slide.
It doesn't look the biggest. It looks quite an intimate venue.
It's like a shed, honestly. Like so, people. We kept seeing geezers basically pulling the boats into the marina and having a stroll past our house about 11 o'clock. Like, where are they going?
We're going for your birthday, Jord. The silver birthday package. 2 people for entry, 1 party platter, 1 premium bottle, personalised decor. Oh no, yeah, and accommodates up to 6 for $525. There you go, mate.
Yeah.
So you didn't go in, no?
No. There's a few times where we were sort of debating whether we were going for research and development purposes, just to have a look inside it. But yeah, we almost got Emma's dad in there the one night. We were like, we got to a point, and then we got stuck basically. So didn't happen. But I'm sure if anyone has been to the boardroom in Antigua, we would love to know the reviews, because I reckon it's tasty in there.
It does look like quite the venue. It's yeah. Go and have a look on Instagram if you're 18 plus, and if you aren't, then just don't tell us about it.
Don't tell your mum and dad.
George, you've been back now about a week. Any regrets about getting married yet?
No. I got back on. I actually flew back on Saturday. And I put on Twitter that I was back, and I was back on social media. People were like, "Oh, you're back," and I was like, "Nah." There's loads of funny videos I wanted to like, and I was bored for a little bit. I was like scrolling by the pool. But no, I landed. So yeah, we flew at Friday 5 p.m. from Antigua. Landed 4 a.m. into Gatwick Saturday morning, and literally got a train. Got back home for about 9:30, and then I got back and just went to the game and stayed awake. So I was absolutely freezing cold. Yeah, It was not my best idea because I was so fucking cold. But
At least you won.
We won. So yeah, we won. So
yeah. Good to have you back. Good to have you back. Talking of marriage, Dave, any honeys at Wolverhampton you managed to pop the question to at the weekend?
That answer cannot be shared on the podcast. I was just saying that if I had to tell the story, I said to you, like, didn't get home until 6:30 a.m. on Sunday morning. I went out on Saturday, but it wasn't a dirty sort of stop out like people expect. Me and my friends were being good Samaritans. We saw a girl,
Wolverhampton Knights are Dave as a father,
paralytic outside of Gorgeous. And again, biggest regret going to Gorgeous for the first time in many, many years. And we ended up staying with this girl for like 3 or 4 hours because she was paralytic. Her phone was dead. We tried to sort out a taxi. Emergency service didn't want to know. So big up to the people from Pop World who came and saved her in the end. As soon as they were there, right, we're off. Get an Uber and get to bed. So.
This girl in question is actually Dave in the third person. He just doesn't want to.
I don't think I've ever been as paralytic as that girl was on Saturday night. So, but yeah, good Samaritan.
I've had a shit week. I've had a crap week. I've come back from the stag do, which was class, by the way, in Riga. Didn't really see much of Riga, but it was good. They also, as well, they've got their own like craft cider, which you wouldn't expect like a country like that to have it, but it was great. Loads of karaoke.
Any songs? Elvis?
Mostly Elvis, yeah. Pretty much. I've got a couple of videos I can share as well if people are interested. But on the last day when we were flying back, I was looking at different flights, even though we were flying to Stansted, because I was that bad. I was that hungover. I've never been that hungover in years, especially I don't really drink that much. Oh, mate, it was horrific. Absolutely horrific.
Is that what you're doing your prime Neymar impersonation now?
No, I've got a chest infection, which probably comes from overdoing it.
What do they do? I've never seen them before.
They basically open up your airways because I'm quite congested as well, my sinuses, so it helps me just breathe. I put it on last night. I haven't took it off because they're quite durable.
I want to see footballers bringing them back now.
Yeah, they are good, to be fair, especially overnight when your sinuses start to become a bit more inflamed. But I'm having loads of problems with this house I'm buying. So me and the missus are buying a new build, and we'll come on to football in a bit. But for me, this is more important. We basically put an offer. We put the offer in December. We live in a flat now, so we're selling that. And the new build countryside homes are called wankers. They basically said, yeah, we complete June, July, and we're like buzzing. Like it gives us 6 months to save a bit more money. Leasehold properties tend to take a little bit longer to sort out from the legal point of view, so that's sound. In January, they come back to us and said, actually, we need you to complete. We need to exchange contracts second week of Feb. We're like, hold on a second, like that's quite the jump. And now they're basically saying to us, well, they said last week you've got to complete contracts by this week, and they've managed to extend it to the end of March, but it's not that simple. So I don't know how they can say like, yeah, June, July, and then just change it 4 months earlier and expect us to bend over and say, yeah, have a go on this. But they're basically saying if it's not done by the end of March, then we're pulling out and putting it back on the market. So it's a joke. It's a joke. But like, never, unless like finances are unlimited, never buy an apartment because they're a nightmare to get rid of from solicitors and fucking legals and deeds. And solicitors, of course. I'm sure the solicitors listening to this who do the jobs correctly, but as you know, Dave as well. It's like I know how busy they are, but like there's like outstanding inquiries that she hasn't had a reply to, like 4 weeks. And instead of like chasing them, she's just not bothered letting me know. No. So I'm now chasing estate management companies, which is fantastic. It's exactly what I want to do in my spare time.
I had a very good solicitor when I bought a house, but my recent experiences of solicitors have been very different. So
yeah. Anyway, less talking conveyancing, more talking ball. I will admit I didn't go to the game on Saturday. I had every intention of going, but this chest infection's had me in a bit of a chokehold this week, and I didn't really want to be going and sit in the cold, so I wrapped myself up, and I nearly did after that performance. I wrapped myself up warm, nice and toasty on the sofa. I found a way to watch the game. But Dave, it probably couldn't have got off to a worse start with the Bellegarde injury and the Neto injury, and I thought in the first half we looked pretty tired and pretty poor.
Yeah, I mean the lineup was an interesting one to start with. Of course, we won't exactly see what Gary O'Neill planned 100% because Jean-Ric Bellegarde probably would have been a big part of that, but it looked like it was a change of shape, starting at 4 at the back. So I don't know if
I don't think it was that much of a change. Watching it from afar, it looked like Semedo was just coming in as a third centre half in possession. It was
hard to tell, sort of, really after 5 minutes exactly how it would have played out. To be honest, I think I know we stuck with it up until the Neto injury, but obviously Bellegarde had come off. Neto then. I don't think he was fit from minute one, to be honest. I know obviously he's pulled up and we waited to hit. Yeah, I don't think since he's come back from injury, I think he's still been a shadow of himself. And I know this may come back to bite me on the backside, but there were rumours and links with Newcastle, for argument's sake, at the weekend and saying 60 million. I'd be having conversations at 60 million pounds if he's going to continue having this injury record, to be honest. Look, I think he's a fantastic player, and I'd love for him to stay in a Wolves shirt, but the injury issues are a big concern for Wolves. And if they can get a player that is not even matches Neto's quality, but close to Neto's quality, but can stay fit for 38 games, I think you're onto a much better winner. But yeah, I mean, first half we were very tired. We've seen that the last couple of weeks or so. I think if you actually watch the short highlights that like Sky in the Premier League put out, it looked like Fulham were the much better team on Saturday. I think they were slightly better than us. In the first half, they probably should have scored. I think Harry Wilson should have scored. So easy for him to find that way through, which I think you would find with a back four. And Tosin should have scored as well. When he hit the bar and it went over the bar. But second half, way better, like you said. But much happier, and no coincidence when we switched to the 5. I feel like we had much better control of the game.
They're a good side though. They're a really well drilled side, and they're in terms of like the key players, they're getting a lot of them back. Even pretty strong off the bench, Jord. But What were your thoughts on the first half? Felt like it was quite cagey, but it felt for me. It felt like really. It looked like a completely different shape, like really disconnected. Players not really knowing the roles and responsibilities. But then when you have such two big changes like that, then what do you really expect?
Yeah, it was just I'd say a bitty first half. It was very stop-start because of the injuries as well, and I was quite looking forward to watching us with the back four. And I think Bellegarde had he got the ball a couple times before he went off injured, and he sort of drove forward with it. And it was almost reminded me of how he was against Liverpool, how he was against Spurs at home. And I think he's much more comfortable driving with the ball and receiving the ball to feet rather than his back to goal. We know that, in the centre forward, as long as he's got a hole in the arse. And it's just a shame, really, that he did pick up that injury. I agree with you, Dave, with the Neto stuff now. I think we all can see he's a talented footballer, no doubt about it. And when he's on song and when he's on fire, he's electric. But the amount of games he's missed and the amount of football he's missed in the last 2 to 3 seasons, and he's still getting £60 million being floated about, like, you can't not accept it. And I think I was talking about this earlier, talking to someone over the field walking the dog, and saying from an FFP point of view as well. I know we've not got issues as such, but we brought in for a joint deal with Jord, and I don't think it was ever disclosed what the netto part of that fee was. It was probably half and half, wasn't it? It'd have been created accounting at the time, I think, roughly. And like, if you get 60 million for netto, we're probably getting 50 million pound profit on the FFP.
Probably more than that, because he would have amortised over we signed a 4 or 5 year deal, and then he signed another one. So
that's what. So it's like it's a really good deal. Like, financially, it's a really good deal for Wolves if we can get that sort of money for him. And I know there's people that even a few, like, before his injury, before Christmas, we'd probably say 70, 80. And, Anthony went for 80, Mudryk went for 80. He's a better player than them guys. But the injury record itself tells a different story. Like, they're available every week, and it might be because they've got splinters on their arse sitting on the bench, but they are in the squads every week. Like, Neto, it's worrying. Like, someone who's that explosive with pace and power, and their game's based on that, to keep pulling up with hamstring injuries at like a young age, it's not good.
It's his other hamstring as well.
Yeah, so then just keep going. Like, it's not good. Like, for someone who relies on that, like, never touch wood it didn't happen, but someone like Sarabia, where there's obviously more intelligent with the movement and the spaces of the pickup, like, he ain't got explosive pace, so hamstring injuries wouldn't necessarily hamper his game a lot. Neto, it could cripple him. Keep having these hamstrings.
The thing is, though, like, I get that, but with Hwang, Cunha, and Neto, Semedo as well, with that, who's put on his hamstring, they're all very similar injuries. I'd like to think that it's mostly just with playing too much.
Yeah,
but also their roles within the team includes a lot of explosive running, a lot of sprints. So I think that also impacts that. I don't think it's as big a problem as you might be making out there. I could be wrong, but he definitely hasn't looked fit. I think the Spurs game away is the only time where I thought he looks back to his best. But even when he's trying to take players on, like the Newcastle game, he's not running at full speed, and he's running a little bit like he's got a toffee stuck up his arse.
Yeah, and that Newcastle game as well was the big thing was, well, Neto was up against Dan Burn, and you're just thinking, well, all he's got to do is knock it past him, like, from a pace point of view, and he was scared to even try and run Dan Burn. So I think you are right in that. And again, with those sort of injuries, it can become psychological with players as well. If they don't trust the body to do that stuff and those movements, it's gonna limit him as a footballer, or limit him less. But I do think as well, like I say, you bang on with that, like how we play with the explosive sprints with the forward line and even the wing backs to some extent of how we play. It comes back to bite us on the arse, the squad depth we've got, isn't it? Because we haven't got similar profiles of players that we can just interchange with those players. We're probably overusing people. and
Yeah.
it's catching up with us.
I think that's what it is. I think that's what it is because it wasn't hamstring before with him. It was he shattered his patella, didn't he?
Like dislocated his kneecap, didn't he, or something?
Yeah,
This will be his second hamstring this season, though.
I just think it's from playing too much.
Yeah, I think
personally,
they are all different injuries. I mean, you look at it, but the two big ones in the 2021 season, which was the knee, and then his ankle injury that he had last season, I think. I've just quickly gone on transfer marks to work out roughly how many games he's missed since he joined Wolves. He missed 98 games. That's including Portuguese games as well. But say you take another 30 of those off, he's still missed over 60 games, which is like the equivalent of a season in like 3 or 4 years. That's a lot. That's a lot of football. I say, 4 years, I think it is, isn't it? Yeah. So that's a lot of football. That is. So look, he's a fantastic player, really, really good player. And if he can stay at Wolves next season, great, because I know for a fact he'll be have a massive impact on us. But at the moment, I think his stocks are the highest that they've ever been, and they possibly will be. And this is what Wolves need to learn from that we failed with in the past, is that we've got to cash in sooner rather than later.
It was great for us at the time when they're turning down big bids for Adama and Jimenez, but in hindsight, like, you have to sell at the highest point, don't you? I mean, it didn't really get us anywhere in the end, so
yeah. But
we lost them both. We lost Jimenez in trial round freeze.
Jimenez went for a couple of million, didn't he? Very little. So yeah, no. The Jimenez thing's unlucky because I think without the injury, he'd still be a Wolves player. But at the end of the day, Adama turned down 2 or 3 new deals, went out on loan, expected to leave, and still came, and he left on a free. So that's why I think it was a bit of a muted response for him, I think, on Saturday.
I think people take it a bit too personally anyway. But people were, I saw a couple of tweets around people slating Gary O'Neill for selecting Neto. But I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, lads, but I'm of the thought that the medical team or sports science team will say, look, he's available, but you might need to manage his minutes, or no, we've done the scans or we've ran tests and he's not fit. I don't think Gary O'Neill would say, well, I want to play him anyway. Like that. Yeah, exactly. That wouldn't happen. So it would have been the analysis would have been there to say, like, yeah, he can play, surely.
Yeah, 100%. Go on, George. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say, like, again, hindsight's a wonderful place or a wonderful word to say, but if Cunha or Hwang or both were fit, Neto wouldn't have probably started after coming off against Newcastle. You know what I mean? It's just, again, it's that thing of the squad depth is very, very shallow, to put politely, and it might just had to take a risk on it, and it's backfired a little bit, to be honest.
Second half, though, man. You know what? Under O'Neill, I always feel that if we have a ropey first half, then we will see a change in the second half, and it happens quite a lot where we come out and we look a completely different side. And Jord, mate, it's such a proud performance when the chips are down. This team just seems to make things happen.
Yeah, I drafted a tweet and I forgot all about it because I was so fucking jet lagged. But it was pretty much echoing a lot of tweets I saw anyway. It was like, as results go, that's as big a win or as good a win we've had all season. With the injuries, like, that were decimated. Lemina and Aitnari were practically playing up front for the second half, and it does make you proud. Like, there's we've seen a lot of shit over the last couple of years with teams. I thought we've been spineless at times and not had backbone and not had desire, and you can't say that at all about this team at the moment. They all fought for each other. I thought Fraser as well. I think he ran his socks off.
I think there's quite goosed, weren't he?
He was goosed. He was absolutely goosed. But I feel like it's quite clear he's not ready. Like, he's not ready, and like, fans again, people are already writing him off. I'm like, come on, like, it's not his. What else can you do? Right? He ran his balls off. Like, left it all out on the pitch and did a job for us. But like, Lemina was like basically blown out his arse second half. And like, there were so many good performances. Like, I thought João Gomez I thought it sneakily all season. I think he's our best player, I do. João Gomez. I think he's so good. He's breaking up the ball. You know what I mean? He was dribbling and driving with the ball a little bit as well, which you don't really see him do that often. they're all superb. Honestly, they're all absolutely fantastic. And I thought another one before we get on to the goals and stuff. I thought Santi Breno, he's a player, a real good player.
I noticed that we were able to play a little bit further up the pitch with him in the lineup, and he was very aggressive in going to nick a ball in front of a centre forward, which Dawson can't do because he's nearly as old as you, Jord. But we've made those mistakes before, haven't we? Where we've like against Brighton, where O'Neill tried to.
Anyway.
It was awful in the start of the season. I think he's learned his lesson from that. But I agree. I think he'll feel very hard done by if Dawson's brought back in, because for me, Dawson, the last couple of months, even against the Albion, I thought, God, he looks like a player who's aging. Just looks a bit not at his best. Whether it's just a form thing, I don't know. When's he out of contract? Is it end of this season or next?
I'd assume next.
Yeah, I thought it might have been this. Well, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I think there would have been a much more of a hoo-ha.
Would have been some thought about it. I think the only thing with Dawson is it seems to me like this year he's picked up a couple niggles, hasn't he? Every now and again, and I know he's out with his groin. He's missed a few games or rested, or where he's had knocks and stuff. I just think the age is now, and he's 33, not 35. I got corrected the last time I was on the podcast. He's got to manage his minutes a little bit better, and I feel like he's still an unbelievable one-on-one defender for me. Like, the job he did on Haaland, the Son thing, but you've got to sort of allow allowance. He's not going to be available every game, or nor should he be available every game, really. Especially when you've got someone like Santi Breno waiting to come in, who, other than Ipswich, has been pretty faultless for me.
Yeah. I thought he had a really good game again. I thought first half there was a couple of gaps. Well, you could have drove a train between Kilman and Bueno, but I also think it's two players who aren't familiar with playing with each other in a system that, it's tweaked a little bit, but again, an unfamiliar system. So I thought second half they were a lot better. But Dave, I'm sure you'll be pleased to know and ecstatic to announce that Totti Gomez was a bit of a game changer when he come on. He completely changed the game. What a player. I told you all along, man.
No, I think he did, he came when he was brilliant, and I think, the assist for the goal he did quite well with. But I mean, very quickly touching on a couple of your points, Santi Bueno, I agree. I think he'll feel very, very hard done by if he's not in the starting lineup for the game next week against Coventry.
I think it's an easy decision for him to make, though, because I know he's played a lot of the cup games, but it's like, well, it's a cup game, so we'll put him in.
I think he might have to start with the same team anyway. I doubt Cunha will start, but if Cunha is ready, it'll be on the. I think after the Neto thing, they can't risk Cunha as well. They can't. So I think they start with the team that pretty much started that second half. But I think, and quickly going back to Fraser, yes, technically, physically and stuff, he probably isn't ready. But I think as long as he gives 110%, which he did on Saturday, that's all you can ask for, really. And I think, one chance, which I think was saved, he made some really smart runs in behind. At times, I think towards that 60 minutes, he looked like he was running in his Timberland boots, wasn't it? He was so leggy, like you really, really struggled to get on the end of him. But but Totti was brilliant. I think with Totti, it allowed us then, obviously because we switched to the back five, we allowed Ait-Nouri to push forward a bit more, express himself a bit more, and he was just. I think everyone was great. The three people that everyone's picking out, Lamina, who I thought was just out of this world again, playing playing in a slightly unfamiliar position. João Gomez and Ait-Nouri, but Ait-Nouri scoring a goal, good finish. If he could start adding those to his game
as well.
Which one was
Lamina chance?
Yeah. Oh, and he got the assist last time game against Sheffield United. So if he can start adding those goal contributions, it'd be a big plus. But so much to be happy with that performance. And like I said earlier on, a friend of mine said, "Oh, Wolves, the close game today, wasn't it?" And I suppose it was, but I watched the highlights back, and it made Fulham look way, way better than what I thought they were. As soon as the second half kicked off, tossing. Really, really struggled in possession. Every time Lamina was pressing him, there was 3 or 4 times where he nicked the ball. And I thought, this is ours to lose now. We were very, very good.
I agree. Lamina, I mean, what a footballer! I'm running out of superlatives for him because you put him anywhere and he'll do you a job. I think O'Neill used him as in the way he did because he's probably the only other player in the team who like fits the profile of like Acuna, who's like strong on the ball. You can play up to. He can stretch teams with his.
I think he's quick as well.
Yeah, he is. But he's a physical monster, and you don't want to get in a 1v1 with him, do you? So he was great. But Aït-Nouri, oh man, he's just so fun to watch, isn't he? He's just so fun. I don't know what it is about these like Algiers French ballers that do it like it's like Velcro. As soon as they get the ball, it's like they can't shake it. It was phenomenal at the weekend, and it's good to see that they've increased his fitness levels because cast your mind back to like last season after like 65 minutes he was blown and he had to come off. But Jord, I know you're a big fan of Aït-Nouri, but sum up that performance, man, because it was phenomenal.
He's like a street footballer, isn't he? Like
cage footballer.
It's mad. Like it's like I say, it's stuck to him like Velcro. He's got like elastic legs, hasn't he? He just seems. I don't know how he does it. Like he'll like flick flap round someone, then flick back round someone again, and you're just like, how the hell? You
know it's coming as well. Look, it's so obvious what he's about to do. Yeah.
We know it's coming, but like no one gets near him. I feel like he's gone under the radar, and largely Wolves have, for a lot of people, these other Premier League clubs, and ask about certain players. Like, I've got people who I work with who support other clubs, and they're like, who do you need to look out for? And then you say like Aït-Nouri and Lamina and all, and like, no, I'm not that good. I'm like, the fucking are. Trust me. Aït-Nouri could be the most difficult to replace, because I feel like you have similar players to Neto in the terms of attributes where you can get wingers who are very direct or quick or pacey or whatever. If we sold Aït-Nouri, I don't think you're getting a left wing back.
There is. Plays for West Ham, Aaron Cresswell, mate.
I think you're wrong. I think
Aaron Cresswell 15 years ago, mate.
Is Ryan Aït-Nouri £20 million better than Ryan Giles? That is the real question we want to know. The answer
to know. But yeah, he's irreplaceable. I'd much rather sell a Neto than an Aït-Nouri, truthfully.
Yeah, but I think you could still get. I think you could get a left wing back with better goal contributions than Aït-Nouri.
His final ball is usually, or he's pretty.
I think Aït-Nouri is like a luxury player, like to watch, like unbelievable. I think in terms of, and I think defensively phenomenal against the big teams.
1-on-1, he's great.
But like I think that you can probably get a wing back that can produce more going forward. But that's not to say Aït-Nouri can't, because I think he's got the ability and attributes to do that.
If he had that,
like he does here with Semedo, by the way, he could do more going forward. You've got Matt Doctor syndrome, both of you.
No.
Yeah, but if Aït-Nouri had already refined his game, he's still a young lad, then he wouldn't be at Wolves. He's that good. I do feel like that his final decision and final action, he's getting better. When you saw it the weekend. Finish with his right foot on it 3 yards out, but not his strongest foot. The ball he played through for Aït-Nouri, for Lamina, he got the assist with his right foot against Sheffield United. I think he's getting better. You
know the one thing as well that I'm noticing with him, he's playing like he actually wants to be here as well. And I don't know, obviously there was stuff behind the scenes in terms of his, I don't know the right word for it, but in terms of him, turning up late, his punctuality and stuff like that. But he scored that goal on Saturday and went up to the South Bank. He's pointing at the badge and grabbing the badge. I think the environment that they've got there at this team now is that players want to play for Wolverhampton Wanderers, which is like 12 months ago, Lopetegui was like not desperate, but was happy to sit him on the bench and move him on in the summer. Now I think his value's possibly doubled to what it was in the summer. Really, there were teams linked with him in France. So
they need to tie him down to a new deal. He probably only got 2 or 3 years left, hasn't he?
Yeah, but they need to buy. Oh, obviously, he may have been bought out. They need to buy out that clause from Angers as well.
50% with it, the clause.
50%, yeah.
I've noticed as well. Obviously, Gary O'Neill does the.
He's got two years left with an option. The club have got an extra option, so 3, pretty much.
Aït-Nouri does this a lot to the crowd, because I think that's like one of the probably only things that you like realises that the crowd will do. If you watch him celebrate, he always does it. Even if he's not scored, he'll go. They're going to do it. But I met him on the tube before after the Tottenham game, and he's like, Like, he's just so chilled out, man. Like he just ain't got care in the
He
world.
tried to move to my ex before as well.
Did he?
Yeah, I let him off her.
Yeah.
You could have her.
Who hasn't? Sorry, Dave.
No, don't bother me, mate.
Anything else you want to talk about? Paying your red card. Should have been a red card.
Mate, how's he not had the second yellow there? Ridiculous.
I don't know. Harrison Reed didn't get one either. Harrison Reed should be booked in the first half.
Yeah. I had Harrison Reed to be booked on my acca as well, so that's why. That's why he didn't get booked.
He got booked though, didn't he? He got booked. Yeah.
He got booked for the. Did he take Sarabia out?
Yeah, but then he was complaining about it. I think that was where the goal didn't that lead up to the goal?
Might have been the goal. Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, the second goal as well was very quickly, which we didn't touch on, was you were talking about João Gomez, his ability on the ball, just playing with loads of confidence. It was like, just almost like samba football. You know, last week they posted a video of him in training, like volleying the ball to each other. And you're like, but then they started doing it during the game on Saturday. And then he does that, the little nutmegs. I think plays it to Fraser. He's crossed his half cleared, and then Semedo, a massive deflection, but you take those. It was such a such a well worked goal though. Such a well worked goal.
It was. He was never going to be the target from there, though, was he?
Nah.
Bless it. It's just like as a software update, as soon as you get to the box, it's just like it just shuts down.
But this is what I mean. You've got. I know it's not gone down as Semedo's goal, but you've got your two wing backs pretty much scoring the goals for you, or at least contributing towards the goals. Yeah. That's massive.
Adama, you want to talk about Adama? Well, I mean, I weren't there, so I don't know what the reaction was, but I'd imagine he got clapped on, doing every time he touched the ball, and then clapped off.
He got clapped up. He got clapped warming up, and then there's a few people booing next to me. It might have been Carl Emery, to be fair. He was like 2 rows behind me. But no, some people started booing him. But it was like when he come on the pitch, it was like a good round of applause. And I mean, people have got their opinions on Adama and whatever in terms of as a footballer. But one thing you can't deny, he was exciting when he was at Wolves. Disappointed he didn't sign a contract with us. I think in hindsight, had he been given the option now at the start of the season to re-sign with Wolves or go to Fulham, he'd have probably stayed put. I think he was testing the waters because I think he thought he'd get a bigger deal or a bigger move, bigger club, and that's the problem with Adama, isn't it? It's like when he's on it, he's unstoppable, but people just know that he ain't on it enough. That's why he's played most of his career at Wolves.
I've seen people say about the new contract thing though, like, he turned down loads of money at Wolves, fucking. But I'd rather that than being mercenary and just say 100 grand a week and sit on his arse. Like, it felt like he wasn't signing it for the right reasons because he thought a bigger club with bigger ambitions, trying to go for trophies would come in for him.
Yeah, but then he ran his contract down. Why couldn't he have just stayed? Surely your agent knows by the summer who's going to be interested and who's not.
It depends what the offer was from Wolves, though, because the dialogue was very different depending who you spoke to. It was saying Wolves have offered him a deal. Some were saying it looks like he'll stay. Some were saying Wolves haven't offered him a deal. So
but then the issue with Adama was that I think and we heard this before, I think he thought that he should have been one of the highest paid players in the team. And with his output, especially the last couple of years he was at Wolves, you can't warrant paying someone that sort of money. So, but I thought they did. Like Totti did a good job on him. I think Sarr made a great. I think he was a save, was it? Or did a great save off him? So he came close to scoring once or twice, but I felt we did a good job on him considering. And then Alex Iwobi getting his customary goal against Wolves as well.
Yeah, fair play, Alex. Alex Iwobi.
If you saw his stats, it's like he's got 5 goals, in
9 starts.
9 starts, and his next club he scored the most goals against is 2, and it's Newcastle.
Yeah,
in like 12
15,
games. Something stupid. Honestly, he turns it. I don't know what it is against us. The thing is though, he actually looks dangerous against us.
I like him. I do. I don't get a lot of stick for it. I like him.
Shit.
Yeah, but he's related to JJ Okocha, so that must mean something.
Oh, yeah. He ain't half as good as he.
Freddie Adu was related to Pedley apparently as well.
George Weah. It was his brother or his cousin. Who's
Who,
off?
Ali Dyer? Ali Dyer or whatever his name is.
It was his
Fucking
cousin,
hell.
wasn't it?
No
Southampton.
idea. Too
Yeah.
much. Oh, should we talk about Coventry game?
Yeah, boy.
Yeah.
FA Cup quarter final at Molineux, 12:15 kickoff. What is going on again? That
Massive,
TV slot must be. It must be. I can't remember it being there last season. Can you?
I think it was. I think because they televise all 4 quarterfinals, don't they?
Yeah.
But they'd split it up.
12.
It's going to be something weird, isn't it? Is one of the Premier League games kicking off at
Blues,
12?
Blues and Albion are playing on Saturday as well at home, aren't they? Am I wrong?
I don't know, but there'll be no.
Which
trouble.
is why I thought it'd be Sunday. Because if like
Fair
policing
enough.
reasons, I thought it'd be the Sunday. But
I don't think it's a policing reason. I think it's just a broadcast. They picked it.
Yeah.
to be fair, like, I think on paper, obviously we've got the lowest sort of ranked side as such. So that's probably why. In terms of prime time viewing on both days, we've got Man City, Newcastle, and United, Liverpool, which are the 2 picks of the ties. So either way, I think we were going to get the early kickoff, either on the Sunday or the Saturday. I don't mind. But
So with who's going to be available? No Cunha, really. We don't
Maybe.
think we want to risk him.
I wouldn't risk him. I wouldn't risk him.
No Bellegarde potentially. No Neto. No Wang. No Dawson.
Dawson might be back. I would go, like I said, how we started second half. I would go with that team. So I'd go Sarr, Semedo, Kilman, Totti, Bueno, Aït-Nouri, Lamina, Doyle, João Gomez, Fraser, Sarabia. That's it, innit? Yeah?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, that's the team I would start.
Even though like Coventry are an half decent side, they've got some good players. I think Mark Robbins is a really good manager for that level. Despite our injuries, Jord, you expect us to win, don't you? And that's not being big-headed. But I think, and if you say we're not expected to win, I think you're a liar.
No. Obviously, we are. I think there's quite, there is a golfing class in there. We've seen that. We saw that with the Albion game. That's not digging them out, but there was a big golfing class. Really, we played pretty shit, and we've cantered to a victory. There's 2 things really that sort of I'm worried about. Is obviously first of all like the injuries and stuff, and I'm struggling to see where we're going to get goals from. Truthfully, because I think they'll play in a bit of a low block, and like I say, they're a good side at the moment, Coventry. I mean, one of my mates from work, I know, put in our group, he's a big Coventry fan. They've played reserves all the way through. They're literally 7th in the championship. They want to try and get in the playoffs. They don't want extra games. They don't want the distraction, is what he said. He thought they'd roll over for us, really. Like they had Maidstone in the last round. I think they've had quite favourable draws throughout.
They won't do that in the quarterfinal.
But the one that I've said this to him, and I think you're 90 minutes away from Wembley. You roll the dice, and especially
if they got international break next week as well.
Yeah, exactly. And if there's a time you want to play a Premier League team, it's when they've got the front 3 out injured, pretty much. We've got a lot of injuries, so look, I think it'll be a difficult game. They've sold out as you'd expect them to. I think we've pretty much sold out as well. It'll be a good atmosphere.
Yeah,
it'll be very good atmosphere. But they're a solid side. They're a decent side, and they could
They're
make
not very good away from home, though. I don't think.
No, but again, it's one of those things, isn't it? It's who would you rather be playing, Neto, Huang, and Cunha, or Fraser, Sarabia, and potentially an Aït-Nouri or Lamina out of position? The odds are stacking towards. Like I say, it's a favourable tie for them at the moment. If they could have picked any other team in the draw that was available, they'd have picked us. The only thing that didn't go for them, they're not playing us at their stadium. Well, everything else is going in their favour, really.
I might pick Leicester.
Yeah,
mate. Yeah, maybe.
They beat Leicester as well the other week. They beat Leicester.
Yeah. They hate each other as well, don't they?
That's one day. It's a big derby, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
So,
Dave, I think we should expect to win it, but quarter-final of FA Cup. Who'd have thought, one game away from Wembley, who'd have thought that the day before the season started? Because I definitely wouldn't have.
No, it's brilliant. The fact that if we do beat Coventry, as long as we still compete, on on all the fronts in the league and stuff as well, I think get through this game. Then you got the international break. You got a couple of weeks to get some of your players back to fitness and where they need to be. Be very good to win this. And I think you look at obviously we don't know who's going to be in the semi-finals, but another favourable draw. We haven't had a great time at Wembley, or in our last visit. People try and forget that, but I think at the moment with how we're playing, we've got a very good opportunity to make it. To be honest, I think the way City are playing, Liverpool's injuries, there's every chance that we can upset a few teams here and create some serious history.
If we do get through, though, you hope that like City get Liverpool, don't you? Really, and then
yeah,
because you don't want to face Liverpool in the semis, somehow get through and then face City in the final.
Yeah,
I don't full fit squad. I fancy us against anyone on a one-off game.
Yeah, I do as well. I'll at least be competitive, and I think that's the thing. We beat City at home. We were the better team against Liverpool. That first half against Liverpool at Molineux, we battered them. I know the result didn't go away, and we beat Chelsea twice this season already, haven't we? So, I do feel like there's just I feel there's just a bit of a sense of inevitability around Liverpool at the moment. I think you just want to not play them. You want City to play them, and if they get through, obviously they've got to beat United. But I just feel the Klopp factor. You want City or someone else to try and knock them out because it just feels like it's going for them at the moment. But it's going to be difficult. And the nice thing, at least, is that if we do get to Wembley and in that semi-final, we're not expecting anything. I think the Watford game we were half expecting. We thought we'd do them, and being 2-0 up as well. It was horrible. Let's be honest. I think if we can get to Wembley, and if you do get a City or Liverpool, you just go and enjoy the day, don't you? And what will be.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. Well, hopefully Wolves can get over the line. I'm actually not going. I booked a weekend away with the missus, not thinking that. I saw FA Cup quarter-final weekend there. Don't worry about that. We won't be in it. But I'm making sure that the semis and the potential final, I won't be doing anything. So, yeah. I have bought 2 tickets over and given them to my family. It's nice of me. Fabio Silva scored yesterday, Dave. Thoughts?
What needs to be said? You know my thoughts on the situation.
I can give you my thoughts.
I make that the 5th club in the last 3 seasons. He said that he loves being there.
It's Robbie Keane, isn't it? The modern day Robbie Keane, mate.
Is he tongue in cheek? I am happy for him that he's.
I mean, look, I know. Ultimately, I still think he could have done a job here, especially with the current situation. But Wolves know he needed to get minutes. It's obvious he hasn't got a future at Wolves, so all Wolves fans should be happy that he's scoring goals because ultimately it means his price is going to get higher and higher. Talk that Rangers want to try and get him on a permanent deal, but I think their transfer record's £12 million. So
that.
You probably push 15 million for him if it's off Rangers. So I want to see him carry on in Europe because if they go quite deep in a European run, he might do quite well.
Jord, what's your thoughts, mate?
He scored against 9 men in a Scottish Cup quarter-final.
He did get an assist against Benfica on Thursday, though,
and played very well.
He did play well. I'm saying this in jest now. And going to Benfica as well as a Porto lad would have been quite good. And you know what? I ain't got any problems with Rangers. I hope he goes there. I hope he does well there. Like I say, the better he does there, the more of the higher the fee we can demand for him. But I keep seeing clamours of. I find it funny. I have to laugh. Like people on social media saying, "Oh look, there's a player there. We can bring him back and he can do this." I'm like. You can't. How many times can you? It's insanity, isn't it? Doing the same thing, hoping for different results. Dave, no, that's just in our WhatsApp group.
Dave, just DM him.
Just DM him. Really, you could do a job for us, Fabio.
All the best, mate.
But yeah, people put it on social media. We can bring him back and whatever. It's like it don't work. He's like the modern day Freddie Eastwood. It ain't going to happen. Like, just cut your losses and that's it. Done.
There you have it. Should we move on to the questions?
Yeah, let's do it.
Question time. And George has asked on Twitter, do you think it's worth recalling Gedge from Villarreal? Not actually possible outside of a transfer window. And I'm not sure that would require Gedge wanting to come back as well, which I'd imagine. He's very slim. David has asked, if you were to have a child, which member of the squad or staff would you name him after?
Wait, Ruben was the one back in the day, wasn't it?
Ruben, there's a lot of Ruben Diogos popping up in Wolverhampton.
I know of a few people who got Rubens. I knew of a guy that I used to coach football with called his dog Rui after Rui Patricio. Someone suggested to me a child name for me, Enzo. And I know there's a joke about Enzo Gonzalez and that, but I think Enzo as a party sounds fucking good as well. So probably Enzo.
What about you, George?
Craig Russell.
Craig, yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. I'll go with Wang.
Chan Russell.
Oh, Chan Russell. I love it. People, when he grows up in school, be like, where's the name come from? Have you got like family in Crete? No, my dad was just a wanker.
Yeah.
My dad was a big fan of Leipzig and North.
If you are to have a child or another dog, you have to now call it Chan.
Yeah.
But you could call him Channy if you want.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm not going to have another dog. We've already had that discussion. I think there'll be, baby before another dog.
Talking Moss exclusive.
Is that a hint?
No, absolutely not for now, guys. We've got 2
We don't
weeks.
get
We got to go to the wedding reception for the reveal.
Yeah, we've got some fucking holidays this year booked as well. We're going to Dubai in October and stuff as well. No, we ain't doing that. Not for a bit.
There's some baby making's going to happen.
Maybe buy a telly instead, mate. Webb has asked, would you take Ella Kobe in the backroom staff?
It's not a bad question. I don't think he would join at the moment.
Just signed a new deal.
Well, who would Maidstone?
Yeah, but I mean, I'm sure we'd be able to buy him out of that if we wanted him.
Yeah. I mean, the wage of is going to be a hell of a lot better, but he obviously can't be a shit manager. He was a shit coach, but as long as he's coaching better than his playing skills, he must be all right.
Put a bit of respect on his name, mate. He was decent.
He tries.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I try during sex. It don't mean I'm decent, does it? No.
Yeah, definitely not. I can confirm. Rebel Juice has asked, did you know that the FA Cup runners would qualify for Europe if the winner has already qualified via the league, jumping ahead but food for thought? Is that true?
I think it all gets passed down the league now, though.
What we need the Villa to win the Conference League. We need Liverpool to win Europa League. We need City to win Champions League for the coefficient.
Or Arsenal.
Arsenal not going to win the Champions League.
No. I think City will win the Champions League.
I don't mean that. I'm sure it just gets passed down the league places, doesn't it, or not?
No,
I think the rule on the FA Cup final changed 2 or 3 years ago. I'm sure.
To be honest with you, I thought the same as that question. I thought the Carabao Cup got passed down the league, but I thought the FA Cup.
Because that would have meant that Watford would have qualified for Europe.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I don't think
it changed that year.
Yeah, maybe they changed it then. Because you are right. Because we got Europe on the basis that Watford lost, didn't we? Is that right?
Pumping.
So you need the coefficient. Yeah, exactly.
We
need.
Yeah.
Top 5 would get Champions League. 6th would get
Europa League.
7th.
Yeah. No, because 8th would get conference as well.
Yeah, I think it goes down to, doesn't it not? If they all win,
9th, it could.
Don't they all get? It goes down to 9th, I think. Because I think you get 5 in the
Everton in the Conference League at this rate.
No, I think if all English teams won, I think it was 5 in the Champions League, 3 Europa League, and 2 in the Conference.
Because at the minute in the coefficient, Italy and Germany are above England in the performance. So we need.
How does that work? When I saw the league, I'm like, how the hell are Italy and Germany ahead of England?
Because teams like United got knocked out early and stuff, which didn't help, did it? But
the thing is, I don't think anyone actually knows what the outcomes are. Like,
we'll wait till the end of the season.
Just wait. I'm sure closer to the time, someone who's got a bit more time on their hands and does this for an actual living rather than just play it. We'll be able to confirm. I'm looking at you, Mr. Liam Keane. Sort it out. Get an article up. This is what Wolves need to do to finish in Europe. Wolves' final position is 16th. Cheers, mate. Andrew Hadfield has asked, how did you all meet? I actually met Jord in the boardroom in Antigua. That's how we He was one of the dancers. He was one of the big batty gal. That's what. That's how we all met.
The doorman.
Dave and I met through Twitter.
Yeah.
Dave put a tweet out about starting a fan channel. I was just come out of uni, done masters in marketing. I was like, yeah, let's do it. That's it. There's no like magic story. Just for social media.
Yeah.
And Dave introduced Jord to me. So
yeah, me and Jord had done some previews back in the day, haven't we, on different channels. And then when we needed, I think obviously we had Finn who'd been with us since the start as well. Same way as Matt really. I just knew Finn off social media. And then when Tom Parker had moved to Asia, we needed another podcast guest. And I messaged Jord because I had experience on the mic. Experienced MC.
Yes.
We've done some. I think it was Leeds. It was
all
Leeds, wasn't it?
Channel,
all Leeds channel, something. Yeah. We've done some stuff, and then technically I met you guys at
charity game,
first charity game, but just on a different side.
Who did you used to do content for, Jord?
I don't know who they are. Who knows? I think they're still going.
I'm only joking. Before they keep it up on Twitter. There's no kind of magic backstory or any romance. It's just social media. How do people meet these days? That's pretty much it. So same with Ewan. He used to be part of the channel just through social media. No, Dave knew Ewan before me. So, but Ewan already had like similar to Dave, had quite a big following. And then Jordan and I piggybacked off the back of it.
I've gained followers on the back of this,
The final question, Shabba has asked, how much can you bench?
Oh my God.
I've not gymmed for a long time.
Bench is in like when you're lying down and you bench press.
That's a bench press. You can either do it with like a barbell or two dumbbells.
I'm not good at bench press.
I can't do a straight bar.
Like, too much. I always go to the gym on my own, so it's harder because you haven't got someone spotting you. But I could probably do about 40 to 50. I'm not very good at the bench press at all.
40 like
kg,
like the full weight, or like 40 each dumbbell.
40 the full weight, so 20 bar, 10 each side, I think.
Well, that's what I did a couple of weeks ago when I tried to get the weights up. And it fucking smashed my nose in.
Yeah.
So
I did chest the other day, and I didn't use that because I just thought I can't be arsed. I used dumbbells instead.
I prefer dumbbells. It's less like tension on my arms.
Yeah.
But I'm at the point now where I can't get them up, so I can't get it up. So I need someone to spot me, which is great in a busy gym because everyone just looks at you like you're a twat when you say, "Excuse me, can you spot me?" It's like, fuck off.
Yeah.
What about you, Jord?
I've not done that sort of training for 5 years or so, maybe. I couldn't even tell you. Honestly, I couldn't even tell you what I got up to. But I used to go with other people. But it was when I moved when I moved over to Stourbridge, like I used to go to Active Lesson Wimbledon with a group of us, my mates and stuff. And it's easy, like you say, and then honestly, because I don't really know what I'm doing in the gym. Being truthfully honest, I've stopped doing weights and stuff. And I'll go and do spinning or whatever. Like, to be honest, if I go
Zumba,
exercise.
Do you do body pump?
No, not done anything like that. I've done like Insanity in the past and HIIT and whatever. I want to try and do.
Because you're at David Lloyd, aren't you, sounds man?
Yeah. So I want to start doing. Is it called box? Have you got? No, it's called box. It's like in like the Blaze something.
Oh mate, Blaze. I've only done the taster session, but I can't run because my knee. But it's fucking hard work.
Yeah, I want to try Blaze. But when I was out in Antigua, I've actually signed up for next week. So I started playing pickleball in Antigua.
What?
You're flying back to Antigua?
No. I started playing pickleball in Antigua because it was really good. So it's basically paddle, but without the glass. So it's pickleball is it's like a badminton court with a tennis net, and you play.
Okay.
Well,
Like
it's
volley.
really good.
Mate, I bet that's similar to what we saw in Benidorm. Remember? Yeah, Benidorm.
Yeah. It's got to be. Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
class.
So it's actually really good. But they do it at David Lloyd. But you just turn up, and you get paired up with people, and you go. Basically, every I think it's every other night. You end up playing in a tournament with whoever you get paired up with. 7 till 9 every night.
I don't think more David Lloyd's got that because I'm in the Birmingham one.
You not got rackets or anything?
Yeah, it's got rackets.
I'll have a look on the app. Just search it. They'll probably do it. They've only just started doing it. So I only searched it when I was out in Antigua, and I was like,
I can use your club, Jord. So if you're up for doing some training or something, doing a little session together, and grab a coffee afterwards if you fancy.
Yeah, can do. Yeah, but Ewan goes there as well. Actually,
Ewan,
he goes to David Lloyd. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, it'd be nice, mate. Be good to see you.
Nice.
You know what? As I'm trying to be a bit more health conscious, like I do value that more. Like if someone said to me, "Do you want to go for a walk and get a coffee, rather than do you want to go to the pub?" But it doesn't happen.
Just getting older.
Yeah, maybe. Got no mates either, so that doesn't help. Anyway, moving on to the career path game. I know that's why people have stayed. It doesn't feel like we've had a career path game in ages.
Could be like 4 or 5 weeks, surely.
Oh, I think, man. Big international break.
I feel well out of practice for this.
Just having a recap of the score. So Dave is in the lead. So there's been 10 games played. Dave and Jord have both played 10 games. Finn has played 2. Dave's on 30 points. Jord on 17 points, and Finn is on 3 points. So Dave's got quite the lead. But Jord, I reckon in this you could claim some back. I reckon you can get up his arse and. Oh wow! What do you mean by that? You ready? First player.
Yeah, let's do it.
First player started his career at Dunfermline Athletic in 1991, where he scored 3 goals in 79 appearances before moving to Celtic in 1995, scoring 10 goals in 256 appearances.
Jackie McNamara?
It's Jackie McNamara.
Yeah, no ball.
Yeah. Shiki Nakamura, yeah, no ball.
I was going to go for Colin Cameron, so shout that one.
Jackie McNamara. He got sent up against Norwich, didn't he, away?
Yeah, he was actually... He come with like a bit of a pedigree, didn't he? And then he had no knees when he come to Wolves, if I remember.
Yeah.
Part of a decent
not one I remember like too fondly, to be honest. One of those like nondescript players of that era, 05, 07.
Was he a right back?
Right back, yeah.
An actual right back, not like Finn's Gary O'Neill.
No, he was an actual. Yeah, I think he was a bit of a marauding right back when he had knees, but then Celtic let him go.
What did Finn say? Gary O'Neill's a right back.
Yeah.
Oh, you weren't on that pod, was you?
Nah.
And then someone on Twitter goes, "Yeah, Finney was a right back," and I'm like, "No, he fucking was." I was like, "No, he wasn't.
He wasn't a right back." He must have had like a future stars card at right back, because that's the only way. Your second player started his career at Aston Villa in 1999, where he scored 0 goals in 8 appearances. During his spell at Villa, he went on loan to Crystal Palace in 2003, scoring 1 in 7, and then Derby County in 2004, scoring 1 in 11. He then moved to Wolverhampton Wanderers in 2004, scoring 1 goal in 100 appearances, before moving to Blackpool in 2008, scoring 2 goals in 59. Rob Edwards.
Have we already had that one?
Well, mate, you got to recycle some. Mate.
I didn't realise he started at Villa, to be fair.
Yeah, I knew he started at Villa, but I think we might have had Rob Edwards before. That's why I was sort of holding off. But yeah, when he said Wolves to Blackpool, I remembered he went from to Blackpool from us.
You know what I don't understand, right? People saying Rob Edwards manager of the season. They're in the bottom 3.
I know.
I get it. Like they've done better than people anticipated.
If he keeps them up, I think he's in the conversation, isn't he? If he keeps them up.
Yeah, but you can't say he's manager of the season when they're in the bottom 3, surely.
Yeah,
but people did that with Ian Holloway though, with Blackpool, and it's like, well, they went down, but they played good football. Yeah, but they come 18th. Yeah. You know what I mean? The people are still clamouring for it. Yeah, it's the same thing, but I do think he's done a great job there, like you say, because he's done better than what people thought. But you know, if Everton and Forest have points deductions, I don't want to be that guy with the asterisk stuff, but it's a bit tainted.
Anyway, player 3. Started his career at Norwich City in 2003, where he scored 3 goals in 119 appearances before moving to Wolves in 2008, scoring 0
Darren
goals.
Ward.
Who, sorry?
Darren Ward.
It's not Darren Ward. Jord, you're frozen out until Dave makes his selection.
Let's go for that.
Yep, so he made scored 0 goals in 12 appearances for Wolves. During his time at Wolves, he moved back on loan to Norwich City in 2009, scoring 0 goals in 14 appearances, and also moved to Doncaster Rovers on loan, scoring 1 in 21 in 2009. He then moved permanently to Barnsley in 2010, scoring 3 in 44, before then moving to Derby County in 2011, scoring 1 in 46. Then moved to Burnley in 2012, scoring 4 in 128. Then moved to Derby County in 2015, scoring 1 in 54. During his time there, he went on loan to Millwall in 2019, scoring 0 in 7, before finishing his career at Lincoln City, scoring 6 goals in 60 games. Dave, who is your selection?
Flipping heck.
If he gets it wrong, Matt, can you go through the clubs again? Just so I need to. Don't need all the
I'll go through it again.
This isn't my guess. I was going to say Andrew Sermon, but he obviously played for Southampton.
Andrew Seaman.
What year did he finish his career? Sorry,
2020.
2020 at Lincoln.
I'm gonna have to push you for an answer, I'm afraid, Dave.
I don't know. I'm going to say Mark Little.
It's not Mark Little. I won't go through the clubs again, but I'm going to go through his position first. So he's predominantly a centre half.
Hang on, let me think about this then. So he went Norwich, Wolves, Norwich.
Norwich, Wolves, back on loan to Norwich, on loan to Doncaster, Barnsley, Derby, Burnley, Derby, Millwall on loan, Lincoln City.
Derby, Lincoln City. Someone who's going to be screaming this at home. Who's got this? I generally ain't got a clue.
Was someone that joined during that Prem season and went back out on loan? How many games did he play for Wolves, Matt?
12. Yeah, I think he had a bit of a. I think he had an injury.
It's not Moyakola, huh? No, it's not.
No.
This is open now, by the way. This is open, so you can keep chipping in.
Go through it again, Matt. Like
Fucking
no, because I need to. I'm trying to think here.
2003, 2008, Norwich City. 2008, 2010, Wolves. 09, Norwich City loan. 09-10, Doncaster Rovers loan. 2010, Barnsley. 2011, Derby County. 2012, Burnley. 2015, Derby. 2018, Millwall loan. 2018, Lincoln City. Finito. Centre half, born in Stevenage. He's now 40.
Stevenage. So he's English centre half.
I cannot remember this.
I'm trying to think of Norwich centre half at that time.
Derby as well. It's obviously
I can't give you any more clues.
I thought Darren Ward was a shout. What?
It's not Elliot Ward, is it?
No.
I'm trying to think.
I'm out.
Any more clues, Matt? Without giving it away.
But he joined Wolves for an undisclosed fee, which was believed to be around £1 million.
Fucking hell. That was a decent fee back then for us as well.
So the season we got promoted, we signed him. So I'm trying to think of Norwich centre halves that season, went up under McCarthy. Stearman. Who the fuck would have McCarthy signed? We had Stearman, we had Berra around then, Craddock, still Mancian. Obviously none of these. I think I can sort of picture him now as well, and I can't think of his name.
I'm gonna have to give you the answer here. I can't.
I can't.
Get one more clue. I don't know what to say. Did he make? Did he? No. What's his initials? All
right, give us the initials, but it don't count. It don't count.
Okay, we're calling this. No, because the whitewash can still be on. So.
Yeah, but it don't count. Well, yeah, just tell us his initials.
JS.
JS.
JS. Is this obvious, or is it like? Is it an obvious?
Well, it's obvious for me because I've got it right in front of me, but it's obviously not obvious for you.
JS.
I don't know who it is.
12 games for Wolves.
He came in with like quite a good reputation as a good Championship centre half, but just really struggled.
I can picture.
I genuinely don't
the
have a clue.
pace.
And that's
Can we get,
like
like-
this should be my sort of thing, I think, as well. I don't know.
I know. I'm not liking. I don't like the answer. Yeah.
Should I give
What's
you
his
his first
first?
name?
Yeah. What's
go
his
on.
first name?
Jason.
Oh, Shackle. Jason
Jason
Shackle.
Shackle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shackle, yeah. Fucking hell, yeah.
Jason.
Yeah. Yeah. Didn't he? I think he managed Lincoln, didn't he, as well for a bit?
Yeah,
Did he play a
Shackle,
manager?
man. Oh,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
That he was that
I can't believe it's
escaped, man.
taken you boys that long to get that one.
Oh
Left
man.
left-footed centre half.
So you,
If he said that, Jord would have got it, mate. That was the clue you
Yeah,
gave
well,
me.
that-
It was the left foot I needed.
should have asked. Oh, right, your fourth player started his career at, and I think once I say this, one of you will get it, in 2003 at Bohemians, scoring 11 goals in 74 games.
Andy Keogh.
It's not Andy Keogh.
I was trying to whitewash him.
I know it is.
And before moving to Wolves in 2007, scoring 9 goals in 222 appearances.
I know it is.
During his time at Wolves, he moved on loan to Brighton in 13-14, scoring 4
Yeah,
in 44.
Stephen Ward.
It is. It's Stephen Ward.
Wardy's nose.
Your fifth and final player started his career at Dinamo Tbilisi in 1987, scoring
Fucking hell.
23 goals in 104 appearances before moving to Anorthosis in 1992.
Is it Tamori Ketsbaya?
Tamori gets by. Fair play.
Right, there was some hard ones today.
Yeah, I know.
Is that everything?
I thought the Jason Shackle one. There's a couple of players from that era that I had to double check, like actually played for Wolves when I was doing my research earlier. So
Fair play, George. Good week, son.
well done, mate.
Yeah.
One to be proud of.
I'll update the scores.
Fantastic.
Take it.
Yeah. But yeah, that's all we got time for this week, Jord. Fantastic to have you back, mate. Shame we couldn't top your tan up.
Sorry, here we go.
That's all right. Where can people find you? Should they wish to follow you?
You got any bleach? No. So Jordan 7 on Twitter and Instagram, and Jordan Russell on LinkedIn. We haven't to give the LinkedIn a shout out for a while. It's important.
Back on the grind. You back in work now?
Today, yeah. So first day back.
Shock to the system.
Yeah, back to Copenhagen next week.
Nice. Cold.
Cold.
Dave, where can people find you? Should they wish?
Dave has a party on Instagram and Twitter and outside Gorgeous Nightclub at 6:30.
Wonderful. You need looking after a night out, Dave, as you man.
Thank you.
Fantastic. What a nice guy.
Thank you. I'll give my address for my medal. Put it in the post.
Yeah, exactly. Talking Wolves across all platforms. If you are listening to us on Apple or Spotify, please leave us a 5-star review. If you're watching on YouTube, if you hasn't subscribed, please do so. If not, drop a like and a comment. And yeah, hopefully next week we'll be talking about a trip to the semi-final of the FA Cup. Has anyone pre-booked any hotels for this free cancellation for the semi-final?
No, I did actually think about it, and I just think it's tempting fate a little bit, but you can't really lose with a free cancellation, can you?
Gonna say.
No.
No, everyone's going to do it, so well done, Matt.
Get an Airbnb.
Yeah. Nah, just drive down, I think. But yeah, until next time, have a fantastic week. Look after yourselves and take care.